Yo, what's good, basketball heads? It's your boy Crush. Let's talk about the new NBA rule, which states players must play a minimum of 65 games to be eligible for awards. So, with the new NBA rule, multiple players would be disqualified from making the All NBA team. Players like LeBron James, Steph Curry, Kevin Durant, and several others. Why? Because they have been injured most of the season and missed multiple games. So moving forward, look for your favorite players to not make the All NBA team. So players like LeBron, KD, Stephen Curry, and many others in the future will be at risk of not making the All NBA with the new rules in place. Because players have to play a minimum of 65 games to be eligible. And we all know these dudes are injury prone, they're older. They're always hurt in the season, missing multiple games, missing months, weeks. And this is going to have a huge impact on the All NBA list and who makes the team. So be prepared for your favorite players to not make the All NBA in the future and moving forward, because it's going to happen. So, a lot of the fans and players, they're not going to be happy with the new rule because it's going to affect them directly. Especially older superstars who's at the tail end of their prime. This rule is going to really put a hamper on players like LeBron, Steph, and Kevin Durant. It's funny because they're the main ones who is always hurt. So the new rule is going to really affect LeBron James winning awards moving forward, Steph Curry, and Kevin Durant. So yeah, of course the players are not happy with the new rules, and the fans and some experts, because yes, my favorite player won't be able to make the All NBA moving forward. So of course they're not happy. But to me, you need that rule in place to prevent players from load managing and intentionally missing games when they're not injured. So in a sense, it's a double-edged sword. On one end of the stick, it's going to stop load management. On the other end, it's going to penalize players who are older, who are injury prone. They're going to get penalized, basically. But it is what it is. At the end of the day, there's more pros than cons, to me at least, because load management is a big issue that's been going on for years now, a long time, and the new CBA rules is going to address that. So even if superstars and NBA players are not happy with the rules and the decision made, it's going to be great for the fans, basically. So the rules is beneficial to the fans. Any fan who are complaining or they're not happy, the only reason that would be is because they're in fear of their favorite player not making the All NBA team or not winning awards. That's the only reason fans would be upset or not be happy with the rule, because at the end of the day, the rules benefit us, the fans. We benefit the most from all the new rules that have been put in place. So if fans are complaining and they're not happy, I don't get it. Maybe the NBA could be a little more lenient on the games required, the minimum requirement. 65 is a bit high, being that, players get injured all the time. I think 60 should be more of a mark. Like 5 games less should be a mark. If you can't play 60 games in an 82-game season, then I don't know what to tell you. The requirements, it's not really bad, but I think they should dial it back to like 60 games. In order to be eligible for any awards or the All NBA, you should play 60 games, not 65. That 5 game is just a bit much. That's 5 games too much, at least to me. When you look at the list for this year and how many games the players have played, the superstars, Ja Morant played 60 games. Kyrie, 60 games. Damian Lillard, 58 games. James Harden, 58 games. Anthony Davis, 54 games. Steph Curry, 54 games. LeBron James, 53 games. Devin Booker, 53 games. Kawhi Leonard, 50 games. Kevin Durant, 47 games. So you see what I'm saying? Most players won't make it to 65 games. The decision to make it 65 is a bit risky because you might end up with majority of the stars and superstars not even making the All NBA team. The players that matters the most in the NBA might not make the All NBA. So they should tone it down a bit. 60 games. That's fair to me. Out of 82 games, 60 games. If you can't play 60 games, that's your business. In my personal opinion, it is 5 games too high. Lower that to 60. I mean, what's crazy about this whole situation is if the new rule had came into effect this season, all those players I mentioned wouldn't have made the All NBA team. Isn't that crazy? So all the players that matters or the most important players, superstars in the NBA would have been ineligible for the All NBA team. I'm sure they're going to tweak the rules as they go along, as they move along. To make adjustments and tweaks, you need data. Obviously, the next season, the rule comes into effect, and I guess they'll, play it out through that season, and they'll have the info and the data they need to make adjustments and tweaks. So I look for the rules to be changed a bit, more adjustment to be made. If you are under 30 years old, more than likely you're good. The new rules are really detrimental to older players. LeBron, Kevin Durant, Steph Curry. So the older stars and superstars, that is who the new rule is going to really put a hamper on because these dudes get hurt all the time. I mean, at this stage, they're injury prone. So the new rules is really like a detriment to all the older players. If you're 30 years old and younger, you really have no worries. Of course, you could get hurt no matter your age, but you're more durable when you're younger. So these older players, they got to really worry about this new rule. I mean, the players do get a 17-game break. You have 17 games you could load manage. You can't even argue that. You have 17 games, almost 20 games you could take off if you don't want to play, whatever situation you want to rest, load manage. So we shouldn't hear any more complaints about load managing. So they actually gave you 17 games to take a load off, go relax, let your body heal, whatever you want to do. Only time will tell how the new rules, impact the older players moving forward. We're going to see what happened, man, how this pan out next season coming up. Because all these changes that happen is big. As far as for the fans in the NBA, it's a lot of big changes, but we're going to see how, they're implemented and what are the effects once they kick in. So we're going to see. So Draymond Green wasn't happy with the rules because he said he could appreciate changes and all that until you have a bunch of bums on the All-NBA team. And that's what I was saying. That's the fair. If all the superstars and stars get hurt during the season, you're going to put all the lower tier players on the All-NBA team. So this is where the rules it needs some tweaking once again. They need to lower the games to maybe 60 games. I think 60 is fair. 60 games is fair. I wouldn't say go below 60 because now that's pushing it. Because now players would really load manage. See, they're in a weird space. They really can't go below 60 games because the complaints is load managing. The new rule is in place to prevent load managing while giving players games they could take off. So now if you lower the requirements below 60 games, you have a problem. Because now that basically defeats the whole purpose of setting the rule in place for load management. So it's a hard situation. But I do think they should lower the minimum requirement from 65 to 60 games. If players are not happy with that, can't help you. But hopefully most of the stars could stay healthy because you don't want to see your all-NBA team filled with scrubs, which is what Draymond Green is saying. But we'll see how it pans out, man. I mean, there's a lot of good things in place. We just got to see how it all rolls out. And eventually the NBA, they'll have enough data to make the adjustments that's necessary. So we'll see what happens. But as always, I'll holla. As always, we just talking basketball. Hit the subscribe button, like, comment, share, holla at your boy.
It's all about the game and how you play it. It's all about the game. I'ma say it. It's all about the game.